For our lab today, we're going to go through and do our lab setups and looking at the different apparatus needed for each type of setup used in our procedures. So we're going to go through, look at each one, see the equipment we have in our stations, and how to set it up. When filtering, we're going to be using a filter that has filter paper inside. You do want to get it just slightly wet, and that'll allow the filter paper to stick to the sides of the filter, and it'll make sure that you have a top rim of where you add in your liquid. You're going to put it in the clay triangle on top of the ring that's attached to our wonderful ring stand. Underneath, we're going to put a beaker to catch the filtrate. When you go to do the filter paper, you're going to take a piece, you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to fold it in half again, and then you have these 4 layers in the front. Do 3 down, 1 up, and it makes that cup. Get it a little wet, and then it'll stick to your funnel. For this setup, we're going to be heating a crucible, and this time we want the bottom of the crucible to actually be in the flame. To do that, we're going to use a clay triangle on top of our ring. That allows the crucible to sit directly in the flame. Ring is attached to our ring stand with the burner underneath. Again, the burner's flat, and you want it to be about 2 inches below the base of our crucible. That way the hot inner blue cone will be just touching the bottom of the crucible. For this setup, we're going to be using this time an evaporating dish. Notice it's got the lip on it so that you can actually pour. You're going to put it on top of our wire gauze on top of our ring that's attached to the ring stand. Putting our burner underneath. Remember, we want to adjust the hose so that the burner lays flat, and that you want your ring about 2 inches above the burner so that it hits the hot part of the flame, the inner blue cone. For this setup, remember that we're going to be using a beaker on top of our wire gauze. We do not want the flame directly in contact with the glass, so we use wire gauze instead. It's going to sit on top of our ring that's attached to the ring stand. And then we have our Bunsen burner down here. Remember, the burner needs to lay flat, so you may need to adjust the hose so that this is flat. Also, the ring needs to be about 2 inches above the top of your burner, because we want to heat it at that hot part of the flame, that inner cone right at the top. If you go much higher, it will be too high, and if you go any lower, it'll be too low, and it'll take 3 to 4 times as long to boil our water.